Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Using Opposites Conversation Cheat Sheet. With this new cheat sheet, you'll learn common opposite adjectives like near and far, hot and cold, and grammar rules on how to use these words in a sentence. Second, the How to Say Goodbye PDF Writing Workbook. With this printable PDF, you'll pick up some common parting greetings and be able to practice writing them out. Third, can you talk about cars in your target language? Learn how to say words like tire, windshield, headlights, and more with this quick vocab bonus. Fourth, must know words and phrases for public transportation. Learn how to say ticket, bus, train, and much more with this quick 1-minute lesson. Fifth, the 10 habits of highly effective language learners. Wondering which habits will help you succeed with language learning? Then check out this free lesson. Sixth, want the language learning app that gets you speaking? Download Innovative Language Learning for free for the Android, iPhone, and iPad. You'll unlock bite-sized audio and video lessons that teach you practical conversations and start speaking in minutes. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to make your language learning breakthrough this year and get full access to our complete learning program, then get 31% off Premium and Premium Plus with the Breakthrough Sale. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the lesson description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're going to talk about summer holidays. Le vacanze estive. Le vacanze estive. Le vacanze estive for Italians are a big deal. The thing is, August is the month of holidays, okay? Il mese di vacanza. Vacanza. You can use this term in the singular form or in the plural one as well. If I say vado in vacanza, I'm going on holiday. Dove farai le vacanze? Where are you gonna have your holidays? They both work. But you want to pay attention to the fact that in, so on, only works with vacanza. Vacanza, singular form. In plus singular, in vacanza. Sono in vacanza, I'm on vacation. Or vado in vacanza, I'm going on vacation. But in vacanze doesn't work. Le vacanze. Okay? Another way to say vacanza is ferie. Ferie, which is always plural, okay? Sono in ferie, I'm on vacation, ferie, never feria, feria doesn't exist. And ferie, again, means vacanze, but is the ones, how to say, the days that you have as a right, let's say, when you're working, they have to give you ferie. So it's a period of vacation. It doesn't mean that you have to go somewhere. That's the difference. When you say sono in vacanza, you're probably going somewhere. When you say sono in ferie, it means that you're just not working because that's your holiday period that they have to give you. I think it's like 2 to 3 weeks depending on the company that you're working for. But the thing is, as I was saying before, August is the month of vacation for everyone, especially the 2 weeks in the middle of August. Those are the ones when you cannot basically do anything, meaning like business-wise, because everything is closed. And that's because there is Ferragosto. Ferragosto. Ferragosto is the 15th of August, okay, every year, of course. It's a holiday that comes from religion. In fact, it's the day when the Assumption of Holy Mary is celebrated, l'Assunzione di Maria. But what we do basically is we grill. So it's a barbecue day, il giorno di grigliata. Grigliata. A lot of people decide to spend it at the sea, al mare, but people that are not actually living on the sea or that are not there for vacation, the ones that stay in the city or somewhere else anyway, grilling is the tradition. La grigliata di Ferragosto. La grigliata di Ferragosto. So given that August, and in particular the 15th of August, is the most important day, everything evolves around that. So that's why we have the 2 central weeks of August as ferie, Okay? And then depending on the company, maybe 3 weeks as well, or maybe the whole month too. Lucky them. And what do Italians do? As I was saying, vanno al mare. They go to the sea. Andare al mare. D'estate, tutti vanno al mare. In summer, everyone goes to the sea. Ti piace stare in spiaggia? Ti piace stare in spiaggia? Do you like laying on the beach, being at the beach? Ti piace stare in spiaggia? No, fa troppo caldo. No, it's too hot. No, fa troppo caldo. Preferisco la montagna. I prefer the mountains. Preferisco la montagna. Since we're really lucky and Italy has almost everything, so the sea, but great mountains as well, and then hills, especially in Tuscany, you can basically choose to do anything. So, il mare, la montagna, la collina, hills, la collina. Mi piace stare in città. I like staying in the city. Mi piace stare in città perché non c'è nessuno. Because there's no one. Perché non c'è nessuno. Cosa facciamo quest'estate? Cosa facciamo quest'estate? That's a question that you may hear among friends or couples or families. Everyone talks about that. Cosa facciamo quest'estate? What do we do this summer? Where are we going this summer? Cosa facciamo quest'estate? Or dove vai d'estate? Dove vai quest'estate? Where are you going this summer? Where are you going in summer, more in general? Vado in campeggio al lago. I'm going camping on the lake. Vado in campeggio. Campeggio is camping. On the lake. Lago. Lago. Since it's summer, it's gonna be alta stagione. Alta stagione. So high season. High season. While if it's not high season, it's called bassa stagione. Bassa stagione. Low season. Which means that, of course, in alta stagione, prices are a bit more expensive. In alta stagione, gli alberghi costano di più. In high season, hotels are more expensive. In alta stagione, gli alberghi costano di più. Costano di più. Albergo is just another word, an Italian word to say hotel, but we also say hotel. I think it's just a different pronunciation. Che hotel hai scelto? Which hotel did you choose? Che hotel hai scelto? No, quest'anno affitto una casa. No, this year, no, quest'anno affitto una casa. I'm renting a house. Affitto una casa. Al mare, probably, at the sea. That's basically what people do for vacation, and what they do on vacation is then probably just relaxing. Mi piace rilassarmi in vacanza. Mi piace rilassarmi in vacanza. I like to relax on vacation, while someone else may want to be more active and go for escursioni. Escursioni. Organizziamo un'escursione. Let's organize an excursion. Personally, what I like to do on vacation is leggere libri, reading books, giocare a carte, playing card games, giocare a carte, but also visitare le città. Visitare le città. To visit some cities. No matter what you do in summer, please pay attention to colpo di calore. Colpo di calore. Heat stroke. Because especially in Italy and in the city, it's really, really hot. Molto, molto caldo. In fact, even when shops are not closed for vacation, in which case, by the way, you will see chiuso per ferie, chiuso per ferie, closed for vacation, chiuso per ferie dal al, for example, chiuso per ferie dal 10 al 30 agosto, closed for vacation from the 10th to the 30th of August. So, even when shops are not closed for vacation, you may see that they open later than usual. So, for example, if during the year they do from 9 to 6, in summer, it's possible that they have the break in between. So for example, they do from 9 to 12 and then from 4 to 7 or from 4 to 8 because it's too hot in the middle. So even if they're open, people don't go because it's just not advised to go outside under the sun when it's so hot. Cosa fai tu per le vacanze? What are you gonna do for your vacation? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to have real Italian conversations, just click the link in the description, download our PDF lessons, and learn Italian in the easiest, fastest, and most fun way possible. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're gonna talk about personal pronouns. I pronomi personali. Pronomi personali. Of course, there are the subject pronouns, which are the ones that you probably already know. So the ones used to conjugate the verbs. For example, io sono, io, I, tu, you, lui, he, lei, she, noi, we, voi, you all, and loro, or essi, they. So io sono, tu sei, lui or lei è, noi siamo, voi siete, loro sono, for example. And those are the subject pronouns. They're not always explicit, meaning that they're not always said or written, because in Italian, depending on the form of the verb, you already know who we're talking about or who is doing the action. For example, if I say sono stanca, you know that it's me who is tired, because if I say sei stanco, then it's you. But I don't have to say io sono stanca in order for you to understand that I'm talking about me, as much as I don't have to say tu when I say sei stanco, because sei only refers to tu. So they don't always have to be said, right? But when we talk about object pronouns, those need to be specified, also because they already are there to specify what we're talking about. In fact, object pronouns have two groups, direct ones and indirect ones. So object pronouns both replace an object, right? The difference is that direct object pronouns answer the question what, who, while indirect ones answer the question to what, to whom. Let's dive into examples in order to clarify. For direct object pronouns, io becomes me. So for example, chiamami, chiamami, call me. In this case, when the pronoun comes after the verb, they become one thing only, so one word. Chiamami, call me. Chiama, call, me in English as well, chiama me. So io becomes me, because it answered the question, call who? Me. Chiama me. Ti saluta mia mamma. My mother greets you. Ti saluta mia mamma. So my mom, subject, mia mamma, saluta, greets, who? You, ti. Tu becomes ti. Ti saluta mia mamma. È finita la pasta. È finita la pasta. We ran out of pasta. È finita la pasta, or la pasta è finita. And then I say, okay, la compro io. La compro io. So io compro, I buy, what? La pasta. La compro io. In order not to repeat la pasta, I just say la. La compro io. Because lei becomes la, lei becomes la, and lui becomes lo. Be careful, because when I say lui and lei, like in this example, I'm not only talking about person, but also objects. I nostri amici ci hanno invitato. I nostri amici, subject, our friends, hanno invitato, invited, who? Us, ci. I nostri amici ci hanno invitato. So, noi becomes ci. Noi vi abbiamo avvisato. Noi, we, abbiamo avvisato, told. Avvisare is basically to tell. Noi abbiamo avvisato voi, so you, but we just say noi vi abbiamo avvisato. Vi answers the question who, so who did we tell that to, which in Italian doesn't have the to before, that's why it's still direct. Noi vi abbiamo avvisato, so voi becomes vi, while loro, depending if I'm referring to a female group or a male group, if it's a female one, it's le, if it's a male group, it's li. Li ho incontrati per caso al supermercato. Io ho incontrato, who, them, li, ho incontrati al supermercato. I met them by chance, per caso, at the supermarket. Al supermercato. For example, the friends we were talking about before. Li ho incontrati al supermercato. I met them at the supermarket. While if I'm talking about le, hai comprato le mele? Did you buy apples? Sì, le ho comprate al mercato. Yes, le ho comprate al mercato. Sì, I bought them at the market. Le ho comprate al mercato. Position-wise, pronouns come before the verb, li ho comprati, for example, but not always. As I showed before, sometimes it becomes all together, so one word with the verb, and that's when we're using the imperative form. Chiamami. You call me. Chiama, who, me. Chiama, me. Now it's time to check the indirect pronouns, indirect object pronouns. They are kind of similar to the direct ones, so just some of them change, so let's see them together. These ones answer the question to whom or to what. Il mio ragazzo mi ha regalato un orologio. My boyfriend mi ha regalato, gifted, gave a present, to whom, to me, ha regalato un orologio, a watch. My boyfriend gifted me a watch. My boyfriend gave me a watch. Mi ha regalato. To whom? A me. That becomes me. A me becomes me. Just like a te becomes ti. Vorrei parlarti. I'd like to talk to you. Vorrei parlare a te. Vorrei parlarti. Lui, a lui is gli, while lei, so a lei, is le. Gli ho detto io di fare così. It's me who told him to do so. Gli ho detto io. I told whom, to whom, in Italian, a chi, a lui, gli ho detto io di fare così, to do so. Same goes for her. Le ho detto io di fare così. È arrivata una strana lettera, so a weird letter came in. È arrivata una strana lettera. To whom? To us. Ci è arrivata una strana lettera. Vorremmo farvi visita domenica. Vorremmo, we'd like to, pay a visit to you, farvi visita, domenica, on Sunday. Farvi, fare a voi. To pay a visit to you all. Farvi. So voi becomes vi. Vorremmo farvi visita domenica. Loro, so when we say, for example, I bought them, ho comprato loro some flowers, dei fiori. Ho comprato loro is what you should say in written Italian. But when speaking, you can also say gli ho comprato, even though gli is for the singular form. Recently, and by recently I mean in the past decades, we use gli in spoken language as well. So those are all the pronouns that you need to know in order to use subject and object ones, and not only object but also direct and indirect ones, which as we saw together are pretty similar. The only one that actually changes is the third person singular, so lo or la when it's direct becomes gli or le when it's indirect, okay? Also, my final tip. In the beginning, I said that you don't have to say the subject when you're talking because you know who is doing the action depending on the verb, right? The only time when you need to do that is when the subject changes. So don't leave it ambiguous. Say the subject when it's changing inside the phrase, okay? Or inside the story that you're telling, because otherwise people may be confused. So if I say io sono stanco, and then I'm talking about you, don't just say, but add to, even though we're supposed to assume that from the verb and the context. As I know this may be a hard topic, I advise you to click the link in the description, download our PDF lessons, and learn Italian in the fastest, most fun, and easiest way possible. And if you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on ItalianPod101.com. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.
Welcome to Can Do Italian by ItalianPod101.com.
Ciao a tutti, sono Felice Angelini. Hi everyone, I'm Felice Angelini. In this lesson, you'll learn how to ask how much something costs.
This is Ben Lee, and he's shopping at a small grocery store. He sees a snack with no visible price tag and asks, "How much does this cost?"
Quanto costa questo?
Listen to the conversation and focus on the question. Ready?
Quanto costa questo?
Costa 2 euro.
Once more with the English translation.
Quanto costa questo?
How much does this cost?
Costa 2 euro.
It costs €2.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Ben asks, "How much does this cost?"
Quanto costa questo?
Let's start with the word
Questo,
this.
questo, questo.
You can use this word while pointing at something near you. It's useful when you want to refer to something you don't know the word for in Italian. In Italian, all nouns have grammatical gender and are either singular or plural.
Questo,
Is masculine and singular, a fact which will determine the form of other words in the sentence. Next is
costa,
costs, as in this costs.
costa, costa, costa,
Is from the verb
costare,
to cost.
costare.
Last is
Quanto,
how much in this context.
quanto, quanto.
Altogether, it's
Quanto costa questo?
this literally means how much costs this, but translates as how much does this cost?
Quanto costa questo?
Let's take a closer look at the response.
Do you remember how the shop clerk says, "It costs €2"?
Costa 2 euro.
Let's start with
2 euro,
€2.
2 euro,
First is
2,
2.
2, 2.
Next is
Euro,
euro, the name of the currency.
euro, euro,
Note the singular and plural form of
euro.
are the same. Together, it's
2 euro,
€2.
2 euro.
Before this is
Costa,
it costs.
costa, costa.
The word this is omitted as it is understood from context. Altogether, it's
Costa 2 euro.
literally, this means costs €2, but it translates as it costs €2.
Costa 2 euro.
The pattern is,
Quanto costa item?
how much does item cost?
Quanto costa item?
To use this pattern, simply replace the item placeholder with the thing you'd like to know the price of. Note, when naming specific items, you'll need to use the correct corresponding article. For example, imagine you'd like to know the price of a coffee.
Un caffè. Caffè.
Coffee.
Caffè. Caffè.
Note that
Caffè.
is masculine and singular.
Un
Is also masculine and singular to agree with.
caffè. Un.
Think of this like a in English.
Un. Un.
Ask, how much does a coffee cost? Ready?
Quanto costa un caffè?
How much does a coffee cost?
Quanto costa un caffè?
Note, if you ask for un caffè, a coffee, it is assumed you are asking for an espresso. If you like a less strong coffee, you would request a caffè lungo or caffè americano. The word questo can be used to discuss an item without knowing its name in Italian. Questo can be used for things close to you, and quello, that, for things farther from you. Quello. If you don't know the name of an item and consequently its gender, you can use these masculine pronouns. When you want to ask for an item by name, rather than pointing it out, you need to include the indefinite article. The indefinite article is like the English a, as in a menu.
The masculine indefinite articles are
Un.
as in
Un menù.
and.
Uno.
When the following word starts with st, sp, gn, ps, z, y, x, or pn, as in,
Uno yogurt.
the feminine indefinite article is
Una.
as in
Una pizza. Margherita.
a margherita pizza. And
Un.
when the following word begins with a vowel, as in
Un'occasione.
an occasion. Let's look at some more examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
Quanto costa questo? Quanto costa questo?
Quanto costa un caffè? Quanto costa un caffè?
Quanto costa una torta? Quanto costa una torta?
Quanto costa quello? Quanto costa quello?
Quanto costa? Quanto costa? Did you notice how I omitted the word questo? Quanto costa?
Quanto costa?
Literally means how much this costs, but translates as how much does this cost? The word this is understood from context. When you're asking how much something is and it's understood what you're speaking about, for example, when asking by pointing at something, you can omit the subject. This pattern is,
Quanto costa?
how much does this cost? You should be aware of this pattern, but for this lesson, we'll use the sentence pattern,
Quanto costa item?
how much does item cost? Let's review the new words.
Caffè,
Coffee,
caffè, caffè. Torta,
cake,
torta, torta. Quello,
that,
quello, quello.
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? When you don't know the word for something, do you remember how to say this? Questo. Questo. And how to say how much? Quanto. Quanto. Do you remember how Ben Lee asks, how much does this cost?
Quanto costa questo?
Quanto costa questo? Do you remember how to say euro? Euro. Euro. And how to say two? Due. Due. Do you remember how the clerk says, it costs 2 euro?
Costa 2 euro.
Costa 2 euro. Do you remember how to say coffee? Caffè. Caffè. And how to say a coffee? Un caffè. Un caffè. Do you remember how to say cake? Torta. Torta. And how to say a cake? Una torta. Una torta. Do you remember how to say that? Quello. Quello.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Ben and you're at a farmer's market. You'd like to try a snack with no price tag that is located out of reach. Ask for the price of that snack. Ready?
Quanto costa quello?
Costa 5 euro.
Listen again and repeat.
Quanto costa quello? Quanto costa quello?
Let's try another. Imagine they're also selling artisan coffee. Ask for the price of a coffee. Don't forget the article. Ready?
Quanto costa un caffè?
Costa 1 euro.
Listen again and repeat.
Quanto costa un caffè? Quanto costa un caffè?
Let's try one more. They're also selling cake. Ready?
Quanto costa una torta?
Costa 5 euro.
Listen again and repeat.
Quanto costa una torta? Quanto costa una torta?
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. How are your Italian listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Un uomo e una donna stanno parlando. Perché l'uomo era in ritardo?
Mi dispiace di essere in ritardo.
Non ti sei svegliato in tempo di nuovo?
No, oggi mi sono svegliato alle 6.
Allora perché sei di nuovo in ritardo?
Beh, l'autobus non arrivava.
Davvero?
A dire la verità, l'autobus era solo un po' in ritardo, ma ho sbagliato e sono sceso alla fermata sbagliata. Ho dovuto camminare fino a qui.
Perché l'uomo era in ritardo? Un uomo e una donna stanno parlando. Perché l'uomo era in ritardo?
Mi dispiace di essere in ritardo.
Non ti sei svegliato in tempo di nuovo?
No, oggi mi sono svegliato alle 6.
Allora perché sei di nuovo in ritardo?
Beh, l'autobus non arrivava.
Davvero?
A dire la verità, l'autobus era solo un po' in ritardo, ma ho sbagliato e sono sceso alla fermata sbagliata. Ho dovuto camminare fino a qui.
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to learn a language 2 times faster by learning in pairs. And no, this does not mean learning with another person. But if you're looking for a way to learn more, improve faster, and do both input and output instead of just focusing on one language skill at a time, then this month's episode is for you. You'll discover 1. How learning in pairs gets you mastering more of the language, and 2. How you can apply this tactic to your learning. So, how can you learn a language in pairs? Part 1. How adding a human dynamic boosts your motivation. First, what's learning in pairs exactly? Think about it. When we study a language, a lot of the time we focus on one skill at a time, right? For example, one day you'll focus on grammar, another day you'll focus on speaking. For the most part, we only focus on one skill at a time. Learning in pairs is combining 2 skills, pairing them up. For example, reading and writing, listening and speaking, and grammar and vocabulary, just like that. Why do this? Is there anything wrong with focusing on one thing at a time? Not at all. Any time you spend learning is time well spent. But learning in pairs has some advantages and can help you master a language faster. Number 1, it's a better use of your time. For example, instead of spending 10 minutes on a word list, you can spend 5 minutes reviewing and the other 5 minutes saying those words out loud. So that would involve vocabulary and speaking. So you improve 2 skills at the same time. And you end up remembering the words better because you're practicing them in 2 different ways. Number 2, you're forced to do input and output. Input is where you take the language in, like reading or listening, and output where you produce the language, like speaking or writing. That way, you get to practice what you learn instead of just passively taking it in. And passively taking things in isn't the best way to actually speak the language fluently. You need practice. So by including output, you're actively including practice into every session that you do. And number 3, learning in pairs breaks up the monotony of doing one thing at a time. You might also wonder, do the skills have to be related? They can be, like listening and speaking, or reading and writing. But it's really up to you and what works for you. In the next part, we'll show you some examples of pairs and how to practice them with our program. But to recap, learning in pairs means pairing up two skills, like reading and writing, speaking and listening, grammar and writing, grammar and speaking, as well as other variations that you can come up with. So if you read for 5 minutes, you should also write for 5 minutes, or speak for 5 minutes, instead of reading for 10 minutes. Plus, words and grammar rules tend to stick better when you practice them in different ways. This is a learning tactic called interleaving. So, here's how you can learn in pairs with our learning program. Part 2. How you can apply this tactic to your learning. First, for listening and speaking, take our audio and video lessons. Listen to the conversations and shadow along, or repeat what you hear. To make it easier, download the dialogue tracks, which give you just the conversations, and listen and shadow along with them. For reading and writing, you can read the lesson dialogue and then write it out. You can do this with the line-by-line dialogue or with our lesson notes. So, reading and writing, listening and speaking. These are the most obvious pairs to do. You can also try grammar and speaking. For every grammar rule you learn in our lessons, spend an equal amount of time creating and saying example sentences out loud. For example, if you learned the potential form, I am able to, or I can, come up with and say lines like, I'm able to run fast, I am not able to run fast, I can jump, I cannot jump, and then say them out loud. You can also do this while pairing grammar and writing. For every rule you learn in our lessons, write out the example sentences. Next, you can also try vocabulary and speaking. Use our free vocabulary lists. Review them first for 5 minutes, and then spend the next 5 minutes saying them out loud. You can also try listening and writing. If you're an intermediate or an advanced learner, listen to a lesson conversation and write it out as you hear it. Or, if you want something easier, play our vocabulary builder lessons, where you hear just the words and write them out. These are just a few examples of how to learn in pairs. Feel free to create other pairs that we haven't mentioned. And let us know which ones you came up with and how they worked for you. Leave a comment. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about the halfway point and how to keep going with language learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! You want to learn a language and succeed, right? But where do you start and what do you do? There's grammar, speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So much to do and no clear pathway to follow. And it can feel overwhelming, right? But what if you had a clear, step-by-step path of lessons that taught you everything you needed to know and took you from absolute beginner to advanced, and all you had to do was just follow the pathway? Well, you can do just that with our recommended learning pathway. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. So, how does our recommended pathway help you learn the language fast? 1. You get a clear starting point. With any goal you have, it's important to know where to start and what steps to take. Otherwise, you quickly get discouraged. So that's where our recommended pathway comes in. The pathway is simply a collection of audio and video lessons to learn with, and assessments that test you on what you've learned in the last few lessons. So you get a clear, step-by-step pathway of lessons laid out for you. Just follow the pathway, complete the lessons, do the assessments, and that's it. You'll find the recommended pathway on your dashboard and in the lesson library. 2. You get lessons that are right for you. When you sign up and set your learning level, whether absolute beginner, intermediate, or advanced, we give you a level-appropriate pathway. There's Level 1 for absolute beginners, meaning you have no experience. Level 2 for beginners with some experience. And all the way to Level 5 for advanced learners. So your learning experience is tailored to you and where you are in your journey. 3. You can level up your language skills. Instead of wondering if you're improving. How? As you're going through the pathway, you're constantly learning with the lessons, and you're constantly getting tested on what you've learned, with our lessons and multiple choice and hand-graded assessments. You'll find the assessments peppered throughout the pathway after every few lessons. And once you're finished with the Level 1 Absolute Beginner path, we give you Beginner, Level 2, then Intermediate, Level 3, and all the way up to Advanced. 4. You can easily stay on track and reach your language goal. Sticking with goals can be hard, especially when you don't see a clear path from where you are to where you want to be. But with the recommended pathways, you get a clear step-by-step pathway of lessons. All the lessons are laid out in front of you. Just do one lesson a day and follow the path until the end. By the end of that pathway, you'll level up your language. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with language learning and if you just want one clear pathway to follow, take advantage of our recommended learning pathway. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Want to speak more of your target language? Well, here's a completely free way to boost your vocabulary so you can understand more, speak more, and increase your fluency. In this quick guide, you'll learn all about our free vocabulary lists, how you can unlock hundreds of vocabulary lists that we give only to our users, and how you can learn new words and phrases fast without having to memorize for hours. But first, if you don't yet have access to our free vocabulary lists, be sure to sign up for a free lifetime account. Just click the link down in the description to sign up right now. So, how do these free vocabulary lists increase your fluency? Here's how. First, you can boost your vocabulary and range of expression with hundreds of vocabulary lists spanning all the must-know topics. Just look for the vocabulary lists inside the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. And there, you'll find lists for all kinds of topics, such as introducing yourself, talking about weather, the most common conversational phrases, holidays like Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, and much more. Second, you can practice your listening skills. By hearing the words at both native speed and at the slower half speed. Just click on the speaker icon next to each word to hear it at normal speed, and click a second time to hear the word at half speed, and you'll easily start understanding the word anytime you hear it. Third, you can practice your speaking skills with the voice recorder, a premium feature inside the vocabulary lists. Just click on the microphone icon to record yourself saying the word or phrase. You can also listen to the native pronunciation and your own pronunciation side by side. That way, you can instantly hear how close you are to the native speaker and how to improve. Fourth, you can easily review the words with the vocabulary slideshow tool. Just click the Play Slideshow button at the top and sit back and listen to the words. You can also play the slideshow on loop until all of the words and phrases are stuck in your brain. And fifth, if you want to master these words even faster, you can save them to your word bank or study them with the flashcards. Both are premium features. The word bank is your personal collection of key vocabulary, where you can also create printable vocabulary study sheets. And with flashcards, you can drill the words and retain them forever, thanks to our smart spaced repetition system. So if you want to boost your vocabulary and speak more of your target language, then get access to our free vocabulary lists. Sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Want to easily remember new vocab and phrases? Fact: everyone, beginners and advanced learners alike, forgets new words the first time they learn them. So what's the secret to remembering? What do smart learners do? They note them down and review them later. And you can do this with our study tool called the Word Bank, your extended brain for language learning. And in this video, you'll discover 1. How to save keywords and phrases, 2. How to review the words so that you never forget them, and 3. How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets. But first, if you don't yet have access to this tool and our lessons, just click the link down in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account right now. First, what is the Word Bank? The Word Bank is a premium study tool, and it's your personal language database, where you can save new words and phrases with a single click, review them all in one spot, and never forget them. Think of it as your extended brain for language learning. Look for the Word Bank in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site, or inside the menu in our app. So, how do you take full advantage of this powerful study tool? 2. How to save keywords and phrases. If you're taking a lesson and want to save key vocab, simply go to the vocabulary section. Select the words you'd like to save and click on Add to Word Bank. If you're using the core word list, like the 2,000 most common words, or the vocabulary lists, select the words, go to Add Selected Words, and click on Word Bank. Now, the words and phrases are saved in your word bank, and you can even organize the entries with labels like adjectives, verbs, or phrases. 3. How to review the words. Once you save the words to your word bank, you can easily see all of them, all in one spot. With every word or phrase, you get the audio pronunciation, the translation, and even the related lessons where they're introduced. That way, you can review the words one by one. If you'd like to study words with flashcards, just click on Sync to Flashcard Deck. This will create a flashcard deck of your word bank entries for you to study. 4. How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets. If you want to have physical worksheets and practice writing the words on paper, then click on Printer-Friendly Version and print out your word bank entries. You can even export your word bank as PDF, CSV, or XML files. Remember, you can use this powerful feature with flashcards, lessons, and vocab lists, so take advantage right now. Save new words and phrases to your word bank with a single click. Review them all in one spot and never forget them with the word bank feature. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.